another story, and this one is called The First Hippo on the Moon. Can you imagine a hippo on the moon? Do you know that a hippo is a huge animal and its real name is hippopotamus? Okay, so are you sitting comfortably? Then I'll begin. This is the tale of two hippos with one dream: to be the very first hippo on the moon. One enormously rich hippo, Hercules Waldorf Franklin III, paid for a gigantic hippo space center to be built to blast him there. Sheila didn't. Yes, the other hippopotamus's name was Sheila. One morning, she announced, "I want to be the first hippo on the moon." "But Sheila," said her giraffe friend, "you don't have a space rocket." "Then we'll make one, Keith," Sheila replied. Yes, the giraffe's name was Keith. "Us hippos like to dream big." And can you see the crocodile there in the water near the hippo? And a little mouse in some sort of rubber ring to help him float. Sheila's friends got to work building her a rocket. "Quick as you can." "Well, you could help me, dear. Here are two, I think they're called porcupines, running along." Tina the elephant brought back the biggest tree trunk she could find. Joyce the gorilla fetched the longest vine. And Derek the ostrich was given the task of gathering the pongiest mountain of rhinoceros dung. And many days and nights the animals worked until finally they unveiled their space rocket. Well, something that looked a bit like a space rocket, a tiny bit. "Thank you, friends. It's my very own Hippo rocket." All they needed to do now was ignite the rhino dung and blast Sheila into space. But how? "Try rubbing those two spiky thingamybobs together to create a spark," instructed the hippopotamus. "Well, thank you very much, dear," said the two porcupines. They're not very happy about that. And you can see that a gorilla has rubbed the two porcupines together and they've both got fiery backs. "Okay, let's go," Sheila announced. "Is your bottom hot too?" "Boiling, dear," said the two porcupines. "Dream big, everyone. 3, 2, 1, blast!" But before Sheila could say off, as in blast off, it started raining. It rained and rained and rained. It was rainy season. It didn't stop raining for 5 long months. The moment the rain stopped, Sheila began her countdown again. 3, 2, 1, blast off! Zoom! The Hippo rocket shot up into the sky. The hippopotamus watched as the earth became smaller and smaller, and the moon became bigger and bigger. But in deep space, disaster struck. Sheila was so busy munching on her shrub sandwiches that she didn't spot what was hurtling towards her. A giant asteroid, and that's some kind of rock that goes hurling through space. Boom! The Hippo rocket smashed into hundreds of pieces, sending the shocked hippopotamus spinning wildly through space. She tumbled towards the moon. To her astonishment, Sheila had landed on top of the other hippopotamus, just as he was taking his very first hippo step on the moon's surface. "Excuse me," says Hercules. Remember the rich hippo? "I am terribly sorry," says Sheila. "What on earth, what on the moon, are you doing here?" I wanted to be the first hippopotamus on the moon." "Well, you're not. I am. Hercules Waldolph Franklin III. Remember that name, the name of the very first hippopotamus on the moon." "Can't we both be the first hippopotamuses on the moon?" asks Sheila. "No, just look at yourself. You call yourself a hippopo-astronaut? You don't even have a hippopo spacesuit or a hippopo buggy. Get back in the hippopo rocket and buzz off now." What a horrible rich person he is, rich hippo he is. With a tear in her eye, Sheila trudged off to the hippopo rocket. Her big dream had been crushed. As the engines roared, Hercules Waldorf Franklin III bounded towards it. "Stop! That's my hippopo rocket!" "Oops, sorry, blast off!" Seconds later, Sheila realized that she didn't have a clue how the hippopo rocket worked. Entering the Earth's atmosphere, the hippopo rocket soon began burning up. Within moments, the hippopotamus's bottom was blazing like the sun. Oh, look at poor old Hippo. Sheila hit the earth with a giant wallop. She lay motionless on the ground, her bountiful behind sizzling like a sausage. "Sheila, wake up. Oh, it's sad, isn't it?" "Tragic, dear," say all the animals. But she wouldn't wake up. This was the saddest day the jungle had ever seen. Then out of the silence came a sound, the distinctive sound of a burp. All the animals stared at each other. Another one, longer and louder than the first. It was Sheila. The hippopotamus was so thunderous she woke herself up. Now Sheila was famous all over the world as the very first hippopotamus on the moon. And look at that bus saying Team Sheila, and Sheila is being welcomed and feted everywhere. And in the sky it says "Dream Big," and the statue of Hercules, the first hippo on the moon, is being pulled down, and Sheila is having her statue put there instead. And all the animals are so happy. She never mentioned the other hippopotamus who got there first. Not fair, is what Hercules is saying. So whatever you do, please don't tell anyone. Well, that was a fun story, wasn't it? Silly old hippos on the moon. Okay, see you next week. Bye.